honestly know how he plays. When someone gives him a read, he really breaks it up. When he's been traveling, he's the boogie woogie beautiful of company. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We're starting the day off perfect with the Andrews sisters. Those pipes on those ladies are just unreal. Well, we're back with another Friday, Feature Friday. We got Daniel Sutherland on this morning talking to us about helping senior clients and what all the tips and tricks. So I'm going to hand the torch over to Daniel and he can get started.
Super. Good morning, everybody. I figured we should start listening to music that my clients listen to because it's fun. And I'm actually going to share a screen right away if that is cool.
Absolutely.
And that should work. So everyone can see that.
Yep.
Beautiful. So again, thank you for having me here. I hope everyone's like well and awake, doesn't have too much blood in their caffeine stream. And I can imagine the biggest question that everyone has this morning really is, who the heck is this guy? My name is D. Daniel Sutherland. My first name is Donald. I go by my second name of Daniel, and yeah, it's been as confusing over the years as you think it might have been. But for a little background on me, I was a sales executive in the video game industry for about 25 years and worked for companies like Logitech, THQ, Nintendo. Spent the last 5.5 years of that career with WB Games. And I'm telling you that because that career was all based upon relationship selling, which works out well for what I'm doing now. But unfortunately, that career ended, and it's a great story that I'm happy to share if we find ourselves beside each other at a bar one day, one day because we're realtors and we day drink. About 7 years ago, I stepped into real estate and quickly discovered that I have an interest in helping seniors. So my initial reason for that is also a good story that deserves another bar and another drink. I obtained my SRES designation, Seniors Real Estate Specialist, and then my ASA designation, the Accredited Senior Agent, which turned into the Lifestyle 55 Plus Affiliate designation, which is what I have today. And I'm also a member of both the Lakeland Central Lakes Association and the Lakelands Association to make sure that I can service my clients wherever they are, because a lot of my clients do have multiple properties and we're selling condos, I was saying cottages and that. So I wanted to make sure I could cover them properly. But even with those designations and associations, I realized that I needed a better way to connect with potential clients. Fast forward to today, and I'm a business partner with the local Oshawa Seniors Community Centers, the OSCC 55 Plus. I hold monthly real estate seminars there. I do event hosting, volunteering. I'm also part of DAX, which is the Durham Advisory Committee for Community Services. And we get monthly presentations from people from Service Canada, Cancer Research, Alzheimer's Society, and more. Great contacts all around. And I'm also part of something called the Hope Group, which is helping our precious elders. It's a number of complementary business services that help seniors, and we all get together for monthly meetings and do combined events. And somewhere along the way, I trademarked because everyone needs a friend in real estate. Yes, it's trademarked, so don't steal it. But it's enough about me. Let's talk about you. So what do you think of me so far? Just kidding. Let's talk about why to focus on the seniors market. Why should anyone focus on the seniors market? It is a very large market that is very likely to need to move, not just want to. According to, I don't know who's from Canada, who's not, but this is from CPA Canada. There's approximately $1 trillion that are going in wealth that'll transfer between baby boomers and generations X and Y by the end of 2026 in Canada. I can imagine it's even more in the States, of course. And a large portion of that trillion is going to be real estate. In fact, people age 56 to 93 currently make up about 32% of the population of Canada. And again, I'm sure it's the same in the States as well. That's a lot of people that we can help by building relationships with them and creating referral opportunities for them, their friends, their families, and so on. That said, if you think that jumping in the seniors market is a good way to make a quick buck, you might be disappointed. Sure, you may get the buck, but it won't be quick, and you won't get all the bucks. But if you approach this as an opportunity to help the people that need it, the bucks find you, and then they tell all the other bucks about you. Becoming an expert realtor in the opinions of seniors takes time. Once you get the momentum going, it can actually carry you quite far. And besides, they actually deserve to be protected. So How do we create our best chance to set ourselves up for success? I've been in sales a long time, and then, like any sales-driven business, we determine what our clients are afraid of, and then we help them gain confidence. So, what do seniors fear most about aging? A whole bunch of stuff: loss of independence, loss of purpose, loss of dignity, declining health, financial stability, isolation and loneliness, being taken advantage of, dying, death. It's all really morbid for a Friday morning. It's honestly no wonder why some of our elders seem angry all the time. I actually had a senior once tell me that life is like a roll of toilet paper. The further you go, or the closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. It's probably a couple of other analogies with toilet paper and aging as well. But in our world, what do seniors fear most about moving? Emotional attachment to all the things and items and places and events that happened in their house. They may have been there for the last 50 years. The unknown, they've been there for 50 years and they don't know what that next step is going to be. Not being heard, maybe because people can't hear them, but that's a huge one. Being forgotten, being alone, being unhappy. COVID actually hurt our seniors immensely, and the isolation was terrible for a lot of them. Loss of social connections, whether by moving, change, death, any number of things. And of course, change is the hardest one. And remember that if they are considering moving into a retirement residence, they are likely the generation that rolled their mother up to the doors and pushed her towards the door and then got in the car and drove away. So they have a stigma of what that next step might be. Personally, I try to keep them in their homes as long as possible and then be there for them when they can't do it anymore. But that's what they fear. So how can we possibly help them gain more confidence? We need them to hear us. And I don't mean speaking just louder. You have to have the content of your words. Effective communication is incredibly important with them, especially with seniors. Always be aware of the words and the terms that you're using. We have a lot of catchphrases in real estate that they may not have heard for the last 50 years, and they'll be polite and they'll nod as if they understand what you're saying, but make sure they really do. And I know it seems odd, but the best way to be heard is to listen to them so that when you do speak, your words are that much more important. Be patient. They might not be picking up as fast as you're putting down, and smile and make sure that they are. These are all basic things, of course, and provide written materials in bigger print so that they can take it home and digest it on their own terms. Just understand that hitting them with all the fire hose of your knowledge, it probably won't keep them hydrated. It'll just make them wet. I found that the most effective way to connect with my seniors isn't print or advertising, it's just in-person engagement. I do a lot of seminars and workshops. I'm typically at all the local community events where possible and applicable. I have partnerships with a number of the retirement residences in the area. I'm just east of Toronto in Durham region, and we make up about 5 or 6 different towns, and there are over 80 retirement communities in this area. I'm trying to get to them all. I've only hit about 45 or 50. And then of course all the people that work there keep changing, so you got to go and do it again. And then just personal interactions. It's I think that's probably the most important. Look them in the eye, shake their hand, have a chat. Unfortunately, this generation, making them one of the 100 cold calls you make in a day may not be as effective. And honestly, there's a good chance they may not hear everything you're saying, or they might just feel that you're one of those scammers that's trying to take advantage of them. Back to the fear. So how to build trust? Do your best to build trust with them over time. Just be present. Go to the same events every month. If there's something that does happen monthly, show up monthly. Be seen. For goodness sake, don't pounce on the elderly. They really don't like that. Be reliable. If someone asks you something you don't know, just find out and help them. It's a great opportunity to learn a little bit more of what they need, and be transparent. I do this all the time. I don't know everything. I know I don't know everything. And if you don't know something that they ask, just admit it. And this isn't scripted HGTV. We can find stuff out and get back to you after the commercial break. Be empathetic. They are going through stuff that you can't even imagine. In addition to all the fears that they had, they've lived a weird lifetime of world wars and depressions and a whole bunch of other stuff. So try to understand what they're going through, because obviously this is about them, not about us. And how to earn trust. We can build it, but earning it is definitely different. You can build it by doing all the things I've mentioned, but if you can be accessible and approachable to them, talk to them without being sleazy. I like saying real estate about, I don't know, 1,000 times a day, depending on all the people I get to talk to. As a quick side, I actually met a gentleman at the grocery store. I met him in the sense that he was wearing an old video game shirt, World of Warcraft, and he had to be in his late 80s. And I thought, wow, that's really old school. So I had a chat with him. I said, nice shirt. And he had no idea what I was talking about. Then looked down, oh, my son gave me this shirt. I found out in that maybe 3-minute conversation, he had lost his wife about 2 months ago. He was in a fog. He didn't know what to do. And I ended up telling him I'm in real estate in a nice way. He did ask for my card. I presented him with my card and said, if you ever need anything, call me. Fast forward from that point a couple of months, and I was at an Amica event, and there was a gentleman sitting on the patio that I thought I knew, and went over, had a chat with him. We talked for, oh gosh, a good 20 minutes. Found out that he had run one of the most successful Swiss chalets in Niagara Falls, and then he asked what I do, and I told him, I said I used to work for Warner Brothers, and he, that's how I know you. And sure enough, we had both forgotten that we had met each other at the grocery store months before. He asked me for my card again, and now he's a client. And he said, it's serendipity. I knew you were there for me. So be nice to people is really what, and be approachable. Testimonials. People obviously like to hear what others have experienced. I personally need to get better at testimonials and social media. I'm great at real estate. I suck at social media. But most of my business comes from direct referrals. But there's my transparency. Value. We all have a lot of information, and I know some of the faces on here. I know you've been doing this a very long time, but always remember, just give them the information in the moment that they need it. If we again hit them with that fire hose, it doesn't help them. And then be proud to get carded. This, sorry, another little quick aside. I long time ago, I was doing an open house, and I had this tiny little lady come in, and she said, I'm definitely not buying and I'm not selling, but I just moved in down the street. Could you come and look at my house when you're done? So I finished the open house. I went down to her house. She had just bought it. She was in the process of getting everything updated, and we had a great conversation. And she asked for my card. I gave it, and then I left. Quite literally 4 years later, I got a phone call out of the blue. Hello, it's Anne. My son and I are ready to sell. So I went over, had the meeting with them. It was her selling, her buying, her son selling his house, and her son buying a house. And I had asked them why they gave me a call. We hadn't spoken in 4 years. I didn't even have her information. The son started laughing and said that she had had my card on her fridge for 4 years, waiting for the time that she was ready to sell. So we had obviously made some neat connection very quickly, and we earned her trust. And I still see her to this day. We stop by every couple of months for a cup of tea. The power of a trusted network. I, as awesome as we all are, it's hard to be the best at everything that seniors need. Uh, I have found it very, very helpful to find epic people in complementary businesses. These are the people that have genuine empathy and innate professionalism, sincere integrity, and undying commitment to people around them. It's a hard thing to find, but when you do, man, hang on to them. And honestly, hopefully you're the one that they want to hang on to as well. And once you find those people in those different professions, and these could be lawyers, mortgage specialists, financial advisors, accessibility providers, even your contacts over at the retirement communities, uh, just start cultivating those relationships. And if over time they you realize they're just icing on a very crummy cake, then let them go and find another person. But build a strong relationship and reputation with your referral partners, because we all want to say, I got a guy, I got a gal, and people like to hear that. And it's a great way to get references or referrals. Lean into the collaboration side of it. Now that you have the people and the networks, go do joint seminars. My monthly seminars that I do at the OSCC, I have brought my epic partners with me, and they've had little conversations about reverse mortgages, uh, talking about downsizing, talking about putting in grab bars and staying in their home as long as possible. And I got to tell you, being a real estate agent telling somebody not to move is probably the thing that'll make people listen the most. It's a lot of fun. Because when they are ready, you'll get that call and you will have to be on your way. Um, for the better collaborations, you can do co-branded materials. We have pamphlets that we all give out with each other's contact information on it. It's like, oh, you need a guy, I got a guy, and hey, look, here's the accessibility person, and your name is on it, their name is on it, and you're actually solving a lot of problems for them in one go. And of course, your referral partners are doing the exact same thing you are if you have the good partners. It's a different way of doing business, but it's not like a BNI. You don't have to pay for it. You don't push into it. You just form those natural organic relationships. And if you do it right, people will know the quality, your quality, before you ever meet them. And you have the ability through these partners to increase your own knowledge. So yes, we know real estate. We know it backwards and forwards. We're always learning more. But I love learning about new things that I didn't know, like Alzheimer's Association, Service Canada, how to fill out different forms, just so I have that base of knowledge. And having that well-rounded knowledge of the other businesses gives you more confidence, of course, when you're speaking to anyone about anything in your niche. Over time, you'll be one of the seniors, the one that seniors and your partners will mention when they say they got a guy. Uh, my monthly meetings, I say that I have all the contacts. And if you don't have a contact, call me and I'll give you the contact. And if I don't have one, I'll find one for you. I got a frantic phone call from somebody once and said, "Hello, it's Georgia. I don't know if you remember me. I was at one of your seminars. It was very good. Everything was great, and I'm going to bring a friend to the next one, and I'm very excited about it." And but she was quite high anxiety, and I asked her if everything was okay, and she said, "Well, you said you have contacts. You said you have people. Do you have somebody that can get rid of a squirrel?" And she was at her friend's house, and there was a squirrel running all over the house, and she had no idea what to do, but she called me. I'm not a pest control guy, but she knew that it had to do with the house. So she gave me a call. I called somebody else. We got skedaddle in there. They took care of everything, and she is one of my cheerleaders by far, and it makes me incredibly proud. And then just embrace the lifestyle. When I was at Warner Brothers, I mean, we were 70, 80 hours a week plus travel. I mean, it was hard. And then you try to do life in addition to that. I still work 40, 50 hours a week, but they're not in a row. Like they're at the grocery store, they're at the cottage, they're hell on vacation. I've met people that lived the two towns over, and I ended up helping them sell their house, or their mother's house, when we got back. You never know. Always be prepared to chat about what you do, and don't just keep smacking them with real estate, but get good at guiding the conversation and have them ask questions. If you're at the LCBO, the Liquor Control Board, now that it's open and you're buying a whole bunch of liquor to stock up again, have a chat with the next person doing the same thing, and uh, say, hey, I'm glad to get back to it and talk about real estate somehow. But honestly, don't pounce. It's be the eagle among all the turkeys out there. Uh, and that really is it. Nice and quick and easy. A lot of it is basic, but hopefully there's been a couple of nuggets. The few things I hope you took away is seniors deserve protection, and they will reward you if you give it to them. Just help them understand and conquer their fears. Be the person that they want to listen to, not the one that's waiting for you to stop talking so they can peace out. uh, Having a network of happy past clients, their friends and family, all of your complementary partners asking you to protect their loved ones in that epic style that you've shown. It's a pretty solid business model, but it does take time. Constantly learn about your niche, and people will look for you. And doing this consistently over time, you will become the expert realtor for seniors in your market. Oh, and most importantly, please remember it's a slow process until it isn't. I have one more slide on this. This is very much like planting bamboo. And for those of you that might not understand that I'm going to read something from Zig Ziglar. And for those of you who don't know who Zig Ziglar is, I recommend looking him up. He was a great salesperson, a motivational speaker, and he was always focused on self-help and positivity and empathy. But his quote is this: the seed of a bamboo tree is planted, fertilized, and then watered. Nothing happens for the first year. No sign of growth, not even a hint. The same thing happens or doesn't happen the second year. And then the third year, the tree is carefully watered and fertilized each year, but nothing shows. No growth, no anything. For 8 years, it can continue. 8 years. Then, after the 8 years of fertilizing and watering have passed with nothing to show for it, the bamboo tree suddenly sprouts and grows 30 feet in 3 months. Uh, I love that because it works so well with real estate in general, but especially with seniors. I have had people that I've talked to for the last 18 months. They wouldn't speak to me once at all those events. And then I get the phone call. Hello, Daniel, it's Frank. And well, Linda fell this weekend. I didn't know Linda was his wife. We hadn't talked. And she's fine, but I need you to come in. And sure enough, I have their house coming up in the next 3 weeks. Like it's insane. Over the years, the names of my bamboo trees are Anne, Ed, Carolyn, Marilyn, Frank, Andrea, and I am so proud of every single one of them. And that is that quick little presentation about seniors. It's a heck of an overview, but it gives us a chance for hopefully any questions or to help you out with what I've learned over the last little while.
Amazing. Any questions, anyone? Raise your hand. Put them in the chat. This was very enlightening and absolutely amazing, Daniel. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Really love that curtain opening up at the end. That was
I know.
cool.
I got all the toys. When I was at Warner Brothers, I was the guy in front of thousands of GameStop managers, and it's I'm all about the pomp. It's fun.
Love that. So good.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions, anybody? And otherwise, we'll release you off into the wild and go make connections and make incredible things happen today.
If I can ask a question, is anyone like if in and active in the seniors market in their areas, or is it just something you're interested in?
Gina, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I didn't have like any questions, but it was a really good presentation. It was awesome.
Thank you. I'll take that. Are you working with any seniors?
Yeah, we seem to be focusing and having a lot of clients in the downsizing.
Yes.
So not quite the seniors,
yeah,
but the 45, or I guess the 50 to 65.
Yeah, that's seniors.
So,
we have junior seniors, mid seniors, senior seniors. I find a lot of my seniors that I work with that are around my age, a little bit older, they're now condensing. So mom is selling the home that she had been in for 50 years because it's too much. And then people in our age, the sandwich generation that have the the seniors parents and then their adult children, they're selling their homes and then they're buying a home that's more multi-generational. So I love getting those calls because now I've got 3 transactions and it's fantastic. um, so yeah, working with downsizers is great. I actually have an event coming up with Amica. It's a four event, if that makes sense. We're doing a fair that'll be a realtor, a downsizer, and a lawyer. And we're going in for one fair for a couple of hours to all talk and introduce ourselves as to what we do. And then over the next 3 weeks, we each go in and do another presentation just on our business. And this will be for the people that are considering moving into retirement. And it's just been such a neat, fun approach. I have a couple of retirement residences that have leaned into me fully because I have always been there for the last couple of years. And so getting these referrals constantly has been great, but it does take time. It's not like you go in once and get the business. It's proving who you are. So good for you, Gina. That's awesome.
And Daniel, similar statement. I'm Gina's husband, Gary.
Oh, there you go.
We made a move last year physically to go from one area to another. And studying this area, we definitely have realized that it is primarily upper level Gen X's and baby boomers, right, that are moving into their final stages of wanting space and tranquility. I'll be reaching out to you. I'd love to just take you out for a lunch and have some thought processes with you, because I just found what you said is so great. Timelines, things you're finding. We're definitely studying that and really being attentive to how we market that whole demographic. So I'd love to have some time with you to talk about that.
Anytime. No, I love it. I enjoy it. And there's only so much I can do. And man, I would love to see what I've put together, my little bubble. I would love to see that replicated because there's just too many seniors that need people that actually care what happens to them. So no, absolutely. I put my my contact info in the chat there. And obviously you can get me on everyone here is EXP, right? So that's a thing. So you can hit me on EXP as well through Workplace whenever. I reach out. I may not be able to pick up immediately, but definitely reach out. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, I look forward to that. And we interviewed a number of past clients actually that moved into that realm of going into this is our final stage where we want to go and finish out our lives. And the theme was common in them having used us prior, that they all felt, no offense to our industry, but they felt a difference in terms of they mentioned it numerous times, different people, that they felt like we were on their team, right? That we were really invested in their interests of how they were going to finish out the rest of their years.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think for anybody, what you said is always listen, right? And pay attention to the details. And I can't stress that enough either.
Yeah, it's huge. I absolutely love it. I gotta ask, Jake, you're a young guy.
Young enough.
How have you done with seniors so far? Because it takes an extra level of presentation when you're younger to get the trust of that generation. How are you doing with it?
You know what? I've actually I've done way better than I would have ever expected with seniors. I'd say probably 3/4 of my clientele. Again, I don't mean this in any bad way, but 3/4 of my clientele is over 50, which is really expected for my age group. I find that I've had comments like I remind me of their grandkids, stuff like that. I mean, I'm 25, so I'm not that young. I've been doing this for a while, but yeah, I feel that we can relate on a decent level. Like you said, it's all about going in depth and making sure they're understood, avoiding acronyms, talking with them, taking time, booking more time for those like CMA appointments because there is more emotions involved. And yeah, I've done surprisingly well with the older crowd.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say that's exactly it, Gina. You're an old soul, Jake. That's awesome. That is
He really is. I can attest to that too. He is an old soul. It's not brand spanking new like some of us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Just
Well,
because you're 25, I mean, I've only been doing real estate for 7 years. You probably know more than I do on a whole bunch of things. It's just the opinions of seniors to be able to break that. That's well done. Damn, dude. Nice
Thank
job.
you. Yeah, it works well. I really enjoy it. It's a different, like you said, it's way different. It's not your typical like first time buyers. Every group that you work with, there's a different relationship that goes on and like a different process. And I enjoy it. I think it's fun working with the older crowd and helping them accomplish what they want to accomplish, whether that be no stairs or whatever. It's great and it feels rewarding, which I like.
Yeah. It's funny how it pays you in a different way. And that's, I sleep very well at night and money follows after. But man, if you are chasing the money, they smell it. And, but if you're chasing helping them, they will be all over you. The amount of recommendations I get, oh, you've got to talk to, or I'm having this person call you, or can you help my grandson? And it's, it's not just a family realtor at that point. It's like the family tree realtor. Maybe that's a good name.
Generational realtor.
Generation Realty will help everyone.
Right? So good. This is so brilliant. Anyone else? Perfect. Well, Daniel, we are so very grateful for you. Go ahead.
Britta?
Oh, hi. Yes, I've had personal experience over the past year with 4 of my elders transitioning and everything, and so much experience that the Aspiria Retirement Living is asking me to be part of a research study to help. So this is something I'm really interested in and love to take you out for a coffee to get more information because I seem to be involved with this on a daily basis right now.
Funny you fall into it.
And love to connect with you one day soon.
Anytime. No, like I said, I mean, my chat information's there, and I am open to have conversations about helping seniors anytime at all.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
Amazing. And we'll be sharing your info with everyone as well, Daniel, so that way they can connect with you and reach out to you directly.
Awesome. And if you're not in my general area, you will be great referral partners for seniors in areas I can't get to. So I would really like that. I can't be everywhere.
So good. Amazing. Well, this was wonderful. We're so very grateful for you gifting us your time this morning and sharing this incredible information with everyone. I'm sure everyone got amazing nuggets from this. And on that note, folks, make incredible things happen today. Make those connections, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.